Good afternoon. This is White Raptor News Ministries. I hope everybody is feeling well and having a wonderful day. I'm sorry I haven't been doing any videos. I'll share with you briefly what took place. I'm 61, so I'm doing my regular procedures, that you do for cancer, checking for cancer and all that stuff. And I went in for a prostate exam, and the prostate exam showed that I had no cancer. And then a month and a half later, I went in for my bladder procedure, and everything went according until I came home 2 days after my examination. I wasn't able to relieve myself. And then, I dealt with that for another 2 days. The first day after the examination, I was barely urinating. And by day 2 of the examination, after the examination, I couldn't urinate at all. And I just thought, well, I had these antibiotics that they gave me. I'll wait for these antibiotics to pass by, and then I'll see, how I'm feeling. Well, another 2 days passed by, and I hadn't relieved myself. Folks, when your body's trying to relieve itself and you're not able to do that, it is the most excruciating pain that would bring a strongest man to his knees. There's no recovering for such pain when you're trying to go and it doesn't come out, when your plumbing's not working. So by day 4, I went into the emergency room, and they said that I had a serious infection. And I would imagine that all came from the catheter, because I had no problems. I was just going in for an examination. And since the 8th of this month to today now, folks, that's 8 days now, man. I've just now started being able to relieve myself, but the pain hasn't went away, and that's a serious concern for me. So that's what's been going on, and I've been face down in my bed. So I'd like to apologize for that, but hey, what can you do? I'm still 6 feet above ground instead of 6 feet under. Today we're at Deuteronomy chapter 13, the worshiping of other gods. Okay? If a prophet or one who foretells by dreams appears among you and announces to you a sign or wonder, and if the sign or wonder spoken of takes place, and the prophet says, "Let us follow other gods you have not known, and let us worship them," you must not listen to the words of that prophet or dreamer. The Lord your God is testing you to find out whether you love him with all the spirit, the truth, with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, with all of your mind, with all of your essence, every cell. Why do you suppose we're called cells? Because our bodies are a cell. And what is a cell? A cell is something that encases something. Well, what's encased? Our soul is encased in flesh. It is the Lord your God you must follow, and him you must revere. Keep his commands and obey him. Serve him and hold fast to him, the Spirit of truth, the living one. Okay, we don't place anything beside the Supreme Spirit. Okay, your walk with God is your walk with God, and it isn't anybody else's walk, folks. You understand that? You put a mediator between you and God, then you have screwed up. Okay? Go to your Creator directly yourself and go to him alone. The Lord your God is testing, as he said, to check and see on your souls. It is the Lord your God you must follow, and him you must revere. Keep his commandments and obey him. Serve him and hold fast to him. That prophet or dreamer, let me just put this out there. I don't believe that the Supreme Spirit is either a him or a her today. If God is spirit, and that's what it tells us, the Supreme Spirit, that's it. Doesn't anywhere in the Bible does the Supreme Spirit say that he's a man. Okay? That a prophet or a dreamer must be put to death for inciting rebellion against the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt and redeemed you from the land of slavery. Can somebody answer me a question? If God has redeemed Israel from slavery, then why are you still in slavery? Because I'm telling you the events that have taken place inside of this Bible have already happened. They've already taken place. Okay, that the prophet or dreamer tried to turn you away from the Lord your God commanded you to follow, you must purge the evil from among you. You see, when you're walking in light, folks, you understand evil. You understand its purpose. You understand why God created it. You understand a lot of things when you're going to the truth, the spirit of truth. I suggest a lot of you try the spirit of truth. If your very own brother or your son or daughter or your wife you love or your closest friend secretly entices you, saying, "Let us go and worship other gods, gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods of people around you, whether near or far from you, near or far from one end of the land to the other, do not yield to them or listen to them. Show them no pity, do not spare them or shield them. You must certainly put them to death." So we're in a look at this. You're to put them to death, Israel. But yet here it is. You're completely consumed in pagans around you. Worship, idol worship. You know, it's funny. When I say idol worship, folks, you got to understand, I'm talking about you. Okay, think about it. American Idol on television, it's right in front of your face. America's Got Talent, The Voice. You are idolizing these stars and stuff. This is what God doesn't want you to do. He doesn't want you giving your energy to something that's not real. What do I mean? Well, you know where I go to. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. See, what Christians aren't being taught, which is the most valuable thing, is to understand this creation story, what's going on. And this sixth day here, the sixth day of creation is what's going on. And on the sixth day of creation, this God here
created man in his own image.
Oh.
In the image of God, he created.
Didn't even know I hit that thing. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God, he created him, one man. God created him. This God created a man. This God created him. He created himself. Let's see here. Himself. Can you guys see that? Right here. A male and female. So God created man in his own image. This God created a man in his own image. This God created a man in his image. Remember, folks, you have one God that's saying you're not to worship any images. Exodus chapter 20, verse 4, Bible Hub. You shall not make for yourself an idol in any form of anything in heaven above, the earth below, or the waters beneath. Right here. Created himself an image. This one created on the sixth day of creation is an idol. It's idol worship. Man is idol worship. This is why the Spirit here, John chapter 4, verse 24, Bible Hub, is telling us his worshipers must worship him in spirit and truth. Spirit and truth. Spirit and truth. That's what I worship. I worship the Spirit of truth, the living God. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Here we go, 22:32. I am the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living. So this God is not the God of the dead. We have a God that is not the God of the dead. Okay? Romans 14:9 Bible Hub. (14:9) here, for this reason Christ Jesus died and returned to life, which is a lie, okay, that he might be the Lord. This Lord here is a controller, okay, it's to rule over both the dead and the living. Jesus here is wanting to mix both the dead and the living, but the God of Isaac, Jacob, and Abraham here is not the God of the dead. So you have one God that is not the God of the dead, and it's this God that's not the God of the dead that says here, you shall not make any graven images. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So, you shall not make for yourself an idol. An idol, folks, is an image. Look, this God here created himself in an image. This God is an idol. This God that created man in his own image made himself an idol. This is idol worship. It's us. It's worshiping each other as fallen angels. You know, it's placing other people on this plane of existence before the Supreme Spirit of Truth is what it's about. So remember, understanding what an image of God is vital to salvation, because the image of God is an illusion. Don't forget that. Here, let's go ahead and show that too as well. Let's go ahead and get it all down for you here too. The image is an illusion. Okay, it's a phantom. So this God that created man in his own image, who created himself, a male and female. This God created himself, one man. Why doesn't it read male and female? This God created himself, male and female. He created them, confirmed here. Genesis chapter 5, verse 2, Bible Hub. See, male and female, he created them and he blessed them. And in the day they were created, look, male and female, he created them. And in the day, and then he blessed them. And in the day they were created, he called them, them. That's where they're getting their pronouns in this plane of existence, because this God that created himself in an image of God, who's telling you that he is God, is not the supreme God. It is simply something that is used of the supreme God. This God here is Elohim. Elohim is plural of Eloah. Gods in the ordinary sense, but specifically used of the supreme creator, the one. Okay? There's no denying what I'm showing you. This one here, when you look at the word phantom, thesaurus.com, what are we going to have? A phantom is a ghost. It's the figment of the imagination. Here you have the word again, image, in the imagination. The word imagination's telling you that I'm a jinn nation. It's us. It's a host. It's a body. It's the body of Christ. It's the dead. This is the dead that's being created here on the 6th day of creation. Remember, folks, what the riddle's calling for in Revelations here. 13:18 Revelations. Here's a call for wisdom. Let the one hath insight count the number of the beast. So we're talking about a beast, for it's the number of a man. The beast is a man. Okay, and it's the man's number that is 666. This is the man that's being created on the 6th day of creation. That's what this parable says, okay? Let me explain something to you. Wisdom and insight cannot come from a book. True wisdom and insight only comes from the spirits. It only comes from the ancestors. It only comes from those that love God and that are here, that they're watching over us. If you don't understand that this parable's talking about Genesis here. It's talking about Genesis 1:25. Here's the beast. God made the beast of the earth according to their kinds. Okay? Count the number of the beast. Okay? There it is. It's the first time that beast is used in the Bible. When is the first time that beast is used in the Bible? Genesis 1:25. God made the beast of the earth. These are demons in flesh suits. They're just meat suits, man. They're souls with no spirit of life on them. Okay? According to their kinds. What kinds are you talking about? German kind, Italian kind, American kind, Canadians, South Koreans, North Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, Ukraine. Okay? All these Russians in Ukraine, it's all a shit show to get you to kill yourself in this reality and leave you trapped inside this machine, detached and not knowing that the world that you live in is an illusion. This plane of existence that we live in is an illusion. Your hands must be the first in putting them to death, and then the hands of all the people. Stone them to death because they tried to turn you away from the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. So the Lord your God brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery, into a desert and circled you around and marched you around for 40 years. Then all Israel will hear and be afraid, and no one among you will do such an evil thing again. So, folks, let me tell you, man, this idol worship, idolizing your parents, okay? When you get a grasp on the reality of this world and stuff, you truly understand how you need to wear the spiritual protection of the Supreme Spirit, the Creator. You do need protection from Him in this plane of existence, because this is a plane of existence of death. You walk among death all the time. If you hear it said about one of the towns the Lord your God is giving you to live in, the troublemakers have arisen among you and have led the people to their town astray, saying, "Let us go and worship other gods, gods you have not known." Then you must acquire, probe, and investigate it thoroughly. And if it is true and it has been proved that this detestable thing has been done amongst you, you must certainly put the sword to all who live in that town. So that seems, if you got a town that's in pagan worship, but what if not everybody in that town was worshiping a pagan? What if it was the same of this town here? I don't have any idols in my house. When I do my lessons, I could walk you around my home. I don't have any crosses. I don't have any rosemary beads. I don't have any Mother Marys. I don't have any St. John's or any of these other saints on the walls. My dad used to have all that shit. The whole house was plastered in that garbage. I've thrown it all away. I've gotten rid of it all. So this idol worship, you got to understand, is us. It's us worshiping one another. It's us putting trust in the government. It's us voting government officials. They're idols. They're not real. They're a phantom system. They are the 666 system. Okay? Know that. Know that and learn it. Okay. And if it is true, then they do this detestable thing has been done among you, you must certainly put the sword all to who live in that town. You must destroy it completely, both its people and its livestock. The livestock. What did the livestock have to do with anything? Huh? I mean, seriously. The livestock didn't do anything. You're just going to slaughter livestock because it belonged to a certain people. Well, we know why. probably from the very beginning when Jacob did his little smooth move there and had his flocks growing healthy while the others' flocks were weak and not as rich. Yeah. Oh, this Bible, these stories, man. You are to gather all the plunder of the town into the middle of the public square and completely burn the town and all its plunder as a whole burnt offering to the Lord your God. That town is to remain a ruin forever, never to be rebuilt. Huh. What town is that again? Huh? I'd have to go back and read on that town, ruined forever, never to be rebuilt, and none of the condemned things are to be found in your hands. Then the Lord will turn from his fierce anger, will show you mercy, and will have compassion on you. He will increase your numbers, as he has promised on oath to you and your ancestors. Oath to your ancestors, because you obey the Lord your God by keeping all his commandments that I am giving you today and doing what is right in his eyes. You know, folks, I think if you can just walk with 10 commandments on your heart and stay away from all the things of the world, mankind, and all that stuff, you can be all right, man. You can be all right. Anyways, I'm going to keep this one short because, like I said, I'm recovering. I'm sweating like a pig right now sitting up this long. I don't want to push it. So, thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody has a blessed day. Much love to you, your family. Blessings, tranquility, peace be upon all of you that love the Spirit of truth. One supreme Spirit of truth. To the Spirit's glory alone. All praise to him. This is White Raptor News Ministries.